Hello and welcome to Ridey Bikes. Today I will be fitting the hardest ADV tyres to my 690. Right, I don't have a Rabiconda, I don't want a Rabiconda. I have a table, I've got levers, spanners, needle nose pliers, tubes, tyres obviously, lubricant, and a blatant disregard for the paint on my rims. I've been running Moto's tyres for the last 10,000 miles and they are really just great. They are super confidence inspiring on the trail, but on wet rock and wet tarmac, they are like vomit inducingly scary because they don't grip on wet stuff. So they gotta go. So before the 10,000 miles of Motos, I had Michelin Anakee Wilds on my BMW. Super sticky on tarmac, amazingly sticky on wet tarmac, and they are very good, in my opinion, in all off-road conditions. Not the best, they're not competition off-road tyres, but they're very good at everything. I think they are the perfect all-rounder. We were in Wales on the Strata, Florida in the pouring rain 2 years ago. I mean, rode across this like 45-degree kind of like rock face at the side of this riverbed kind of thing, and it was like sheer smooth rock. And as I rode onto it, I was absolutely certain that I was just gonna end up like just down into the water. But you know what? The Anakee Wilds gripped, no sliding whatsoever. And at that point, my confidence in the bike, the tires, in my ability to ride off-road just went up massively. And for all the different Motos tyres that I've tried, none of them have given me the grip that I'm looking for in all the conditions that the Anakee Wilds do. Trouble is, they are hard to fit. No tyres are hard to fit, it's all in the technique. I'm not a dullard. I didn't know how to change tyres. Last year I must have changed the front and the rear about 20 times. I think I've got the technique down. But the last time they were so hard to put on that I ruined 3 inner tubes and still ended up spending 50 quid getting the local mechanic to put them on for me. And even he said on the machine, when and you put it on and it just like whacks the wheel on for you. He said even with the machine and with all the correct lubes and everything, that it was the hardest tyres he'd ever put on, and even the machine stopped and just couldn't do it. So I will not be defeated. Bring it on. Right, let's get into it. Let's just get that tyre off. So the rim and the rim tape look okay. Have a look at the tube. It's all right. Let's put our little back in. So there's a bit of life left in this. It'll make a fine garden table. Right, this is where I start sweating. So I've got my valve core back in. Right, I'm gonna pump it up, not all the way, just a bit. So I think what I normally do is I try and get the tyre over the rim lock first, then I'll get valve stem in, and then I'll start getting it on. So valve core is through, I'm gonna whack that nut on, not all the way down. I'm gonna get that rim as far down into the tyre as possible. Make sure the rim lock is moving freely. So I'm going to use visor cleaner, get the hook, and now I'm going to start working that first edge of the tyre over the rim. Ooh. Whew. That was a little bit easier than last time. They're so stiff. Valve core is in, the rim lock is nice and free moving. I'm just going to give it just a little spray. So because it's the hardest part, I tend to start at the rim lock. So I push it in, get that underneath there, get the next one. I'm just going to work my way away from the rim lock. Give it a little push in. So bit by bit, just gonna keep working my way away from the rim lock. I've seen people do this lots of different ways. I'm assuming this is how you're supposed to do it. You lock that bit over the inside of the rim and just hook it on, so when you lever it over, it keeps its grip. I've seen people do it the other way around and it just looks like the road to pinching your tubes. Just tiny little bites, making sure you can see that that tube is not getting pinched. Make sure that's not seating on the bead. Oh. Just working tiny little bites. And then just angling the tyre lever just to help it pop out. Do it off a bit too much. Just make sure that that bead is not seating on the rim. It's really hard with this tyre. It's so stiff. Bit more lube. Tiny little bites. Come on, last little bit, it's nearly there. I think I'm gonna need 2 levers. Just a bit of pressure. Come on, there we go. Look at the sweat. That is easily the hardest tyre I've ever done. Right, so now, seat it on the rim. So a little bit of lube just to help it slide into place. Bead has set that little line that goes all the way around just the rim. That needs to be just visible everywhere. All right. If I thought that was hard, the front tyre's the hard one. Oh. I think I'm gonna put in a fresh tube. It seems okay, but you can see I'll use this as a spare, I reckon. Check your rim tape. That's what it's meant to look like. Fresh new tube. Boom. Need a bit of air in it. Oh my God, it's so stiff. If I can get these on without pinching the tyre, it's gonna be a miracle. Like the last one, I'm gonna put in the rim lock first, and I'm gonna put in my valve stem, put my little nut on it to hold it in place, and I'm gonna lube it up. In you go, come on. This time around, muscle. Just levering it over, levering that tyre just over that first part of the rim. Going from side to side. Moving it over and edging it down. Just making sure that bead is sitting down in the inside of the rim. Just feel that bite on the rim. Just want the little lip. That was easier than last time. Bit of muscle. So I'm going to start at the rim lock. Push that all the way in. Put that underneath there. Right. Tube is free and clear. So again, just working my way away from the rim lock. Tiny little bite, making sure not to get any more than just the little tip of the bend of that lever over the rim to avoid getting any pinching of tube. And again, keep that bead down in the central part of the rim, just so you've got as much free play and movement to keep the tire on the other side as far away as possible so you can get it over the rim. And you can see I'm just using my knee just to stop it from lifting up on the other side. My knee is the rubber conda. Rubber knee. Quick bit of muscle. Look at the sweat, look at the sweat. Would you believe the camera stopped filming just as I pulled that last little bit onto the rim? But I did it in record time. I've never put a tyre on so quick. I don't know what I was worried about. Oh my God. I'm not doing that again for the camera, no way. So I'm gonna lube it up, air it up. With a bit of luck, it will just seat on the bead. First time. Ooh. 30 PSI. I did it super quick. It didn't take ages. Get that rim lock on. You know when there's that moment where you're looking at the tyre and you're like, uh-oh, have I put it on the right way around? Oh yeah, there's an arrow, it's fine. Nut in, do up one of these, just a little bit. So now that nut is done up, I can undo this. Get it nice and loose, just get that sit comfortably. You don't want that fork being pulled in. That seems like it's quite comfortable there. Give the brake a little pull so I don't kill myself when I take it out. fresh new, confidence inspiring tyres. So let me show you what I love about these tyres. They've got like fairly long knobs, big black long knobs, and it's nice and round. So unlike my Moto's tyres, let me show you, even though they're worn, there's not much down here. So when you get into the corners, you can just feel them going. And the back one, this is a 140, same thing. It's got a nice solid curvature to it, and they're still pretty deep knobs, and they're super soft, super sticky. I think it's a silica compound. So I don't reckon the rear is going to last very long. I'm interested to see how they'll last on this. They lasted ages on my last bike, but this one's got quite a bit more torque and a bit more mule in its ass. All right. Right, here's my little bit of controversy. Probably noticed that when I did change the tyres, I didn't balance the wheels. That is because over the last 10,000 miles, I have found that all I've needed to do on all my tyres, including my road tyres, is just offset the weight of the rim lock to the other side. And generally speaking, all my tyres are within about 1 or 2 or 3% of being balanced. They don't swing round. Generally speaking, I don't get that up and down bumpy motion that people complain about from not very accurately balancing your tyres. I find that works for me. I don't know, each to their own. Your measurements may vary and all that biz. Thanks for watching me make an absolute dog's dinner of changing my tyres. If you've got any comments or recommendations as to how I could do it better, I'm always improving, I'm always learning. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to check out the shop where we sell all manner of bike stuff, not just KTM rally bike stuff. We do all manner of things: coasters, cups, phone covers, t-shirts, hoodies, like everything. I've got so many bikes on there. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of products. Check in the link below or in the cards. Thanks for watching. Ride safe, take it easy.